Hello everyone, this is Debanjali now from Kolkata, India. Today I'll be reading out from my book The Embracing Mother, which depicts a young lady who, after marriage, tries to become a mother but fails miserably. But she doesn't lose hope. She sees a silver lining when it comes to know about surrogacy. She chooses a woman to become a surrogate mother for the child. But later on, unfortunately, she loses her husband to the surrogate mother and has the baby with her, who becomes the sole responsible person to bring her up. It's okay for her, but she doesn't lose hope. She fights back. She is a winner in her life. So let us start. A couple married for more than 5 years lived as a nuclear family in the heart of Kolkata. Lavanya, we have the appointment at 5 in the evening with Dr. Doshi. This is our last hope, remarked the insensitive middle-aged person in black suit. An expression of pride had taken her back to the days of her college, when she had to bear the trauma of losing a vital reproductive organ, partially in an accident. You may become a mother in future, but even with medical facilities, chances are too low. The sound of snapping, Lavanya realized. She forgot to turn on the kitchen chimney. The smoke had started to fill her kitchen, as the vegetables were almost burned on the oven. She wiped her tears that had started to roll down her cheeks. Laksh, I'll pack your lunch. Please give me 15 minutes. Before he could utter a single word, his phone started to ring, and he went out from the kitchen. A day ago she had read about surrogacy, but felt hard to rely on it, though she saw a silver lining in the process. In the evening, the rain had stopped. A clear sky with rainbow had appeared before her eyes. She observed it while resting her head on Laksh's shoulder at the back seat in the car. A sudden thought warmed her heart, thinking about surrogacy. We should look for the right person who would help us bear a child in a room and stay like a family with us. Lavanya told her husband, You have made up your mind? I don't have any issue, but give it a thought before the final decision. That's my final decision, said Lavanya. In no time, Laksh delved in for arranging a surrogate mother to have a child. Not an easy task it was for women who would agree to help them and keep it a secret in a metro city like Kolkata. A few months later, after rigorous search, Laksh, frustrated, landed up in a bar. He did not want to get back home and come Lavanya with false hopes. A beautiful, fair lady in her mid-twenties ordered a drink at the counter and enjoyed herself without any companion. Miss, you look gorgeous, complimented Laksh to her. He offered her a drink. Thank you, mister, the lady replied with a pretty smile. She checked him out for a minute and exchanged words. Drinks are for to celebrate joy, but don't you know too much of its consumption is equivalent to a poison? He smiled, his eyes pierced to her glittery, beautiful, dreamy eyes. She held his hand and affirmed, You seem to be a business tycoon, and loss is just a matter of time, your profession. Beauty with brains, I like that. I need someone to hang out with and let all my frustration and worries out of my heart and mind, stated Laksh, breaking his silence. She held his arms and walked towards his car, following his footsteps. They went inside the car and looked into each other's eyes. The parking lot was vacant and it was dark. She hugged him, and in no time Laksh broke into tears like a baby. It was 11 o'clock at night. Lavanya was worried as her husband did not receive her calls, therefore decided to wait before driving to his office. It was 5 in the morning, the eve of Janmashtami. Laksh returned home with the lady in a dizzy state. This triggered Lavanya's temper, but she decided to talk to him after he would wake up. What has happened to him? And from where did you get in such a drastic condition? Lavanya shot her queries to the young lady. Ma'am, he was in a bar last night, in a drunken state. I found him. Though tried to stop him from consuming more of alcohol, it went in vain. Both the ladies went silent. Being a stranger, I somehow managed to get half of his address from him, replied the lady. Lavanya went speechless and plopped down on the seat, placed beside the wooden sofa, in which Laksh dozed off. It took me more than 2 hours' time searching for his home, as I had to ask in the nearby areas and security persons of other societies. Nodding her head in shock and anger, Lavanya thanked her. I must leave now, she told Lavanya. Excuse me, I owe you for the immense help you had done today. If you don't mind, may I know your name? Lavanya asked the lady. I am Keerti. Someday we can meet over coffee and have a good conversation. Sure, ma'am, pleasure is all mine. I would add you on my contact list. That evening at Laksh's home, Janmashtami Puja was organized by his wife and few relatives were present. After the aarti and home, one of the relatives advised Lavanya, you are like my child. I know, your generation would mind to go for adoption. Why don't you go for IVF? If you want to do it from South India like Vellore or even Bangalore, it would be fine for you. Lavanya smiled and responded, I will discuss it with my husband. Everyone left after the puja and Laksh went up to Lavanya and said, Lavi, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm going through these days? It's not just you, but I'm facing ups and downs in my business along with a hell of a personal life. To be a mother is not just my dream. You men would never understand what it feels to be an infertile woman. Listen to me. Tomorrow I would start my search again for a perfect woman who would agree to bear our child in her womb for a hefty price. Silence crept in and the couple sat for dinner and went off to sleep without a word. Next day, Laksh was feeling low and decided to call up Keerti in a flick of moment. They met over coffee the same evening and conversed for a couple of hours. Days passed and Laksh started losing interest from his wife. Poor Lavanya had no choice to spend her time and enrolled herself for a professional course. This helped her to keep negative thoughts at bay, barely for a few days. Keerti, we have known each other for quite some time. It is my humble request if you can put, but I am not forcing upon you to accept but think of the proposal. If you feel comfortable, I would progress with it, Laksh said in a shaky voice. The dinner table was arranged with fine crockery and delicacies. Scented candles filled up the house with a sweet smelling aroma. Laksh received a surprise entering his house. If you remember, it is our 6th marriage anniversary today, uttered Lavanya in a lower tone. I have a gift for you, Lavi. I did not ask for any material gift from you. It's simple. Find a person who would help us. He made her sit in the chair and went inside to freshen up. Unpleasant thoughts started creeping in her mind. After a few minutes, Laksh came out in a white kurta pajama. I would request you to not spoil our anniversary dinner. You have to wait for a few more days. Lavanya went silent and completing her dinner. She went straight to her bedroom and put her earphones on. After a few minutes, Laksh came to sleep, while Lavanya texted Keerti to meet for lunch the very next day. She had no friends in the city with whom she would spend time. Mrs. Rathod, I did not understand why you wanted to meet me in such short notice. Keerti questioned Lavanya. With a half-hearted smile, Lavanya looked at her and said, it's a small gesture to thank you for the favor you had done to me that day. Sitting at the dark scrub wooden table with gorged on Asian cuisines and flavored desserts. The small talk in between the ladies created a strange bond between both of them. Laksh had to fly down to Mumbai for a couple of days for his business day. At this moment, Lavanya thought of inviting Keerti to her place and have a good chat with her. I'm stunned. I'm falling short of words for your kind gestures and in your invitation, Mrs. Rathod. While, after a while, Keerti's eyes googled and she stood up from the sofa hearing Lavanya plead for surrogacy. Why do you want to spoil your marriage? You can always adopt a child from orphanage. Keerti, I know what I'm saying. Trust me. From what I have known about you, I can say that being an orphan, you never had the fortune to get the love of a family. I don't have any issue with your staying at my home, even after delivering the child. But before Keerti could say any more word, Lavanya held her hands and politely made her understand. I can never become a mother. And being a new theatre artist, you do need financial support to have a good life. I promise you that once you agree to become a surrogate mother for my child, you would shift here and stay with us after delivering our child. But he or she must know that I'm the mother and not the embracing mother. So, you will get to know about the story. For more, you can go to Google and search for my book, The Embracing Mother, that is this, or you can go to Amazon and you will find my link of this book, and then you can get a copy of yours and read it. I hope you will enjoy my story. Thank you so much.